Alright, so where do you actually start to write your story from? To me, there are three main pillars which any story rests on. First is the character, of course. Second is the plot. And the third one is the theme. So character is basically a human which has the goal. He wants to achieve it. Some sort of chain of events set him on this journey, pushes him. Even maybe most of the time he doesn't want to go through that. On the way he encounters plenty of obstacles and challenges. He transforms throughout this journey, arrives at his goal, maybe whether achieve it or not, or something changes, or he receives underlining message of his journey. The next one is the plot. Plot is basically, yes, it's that chain of events which your character goes through. I think is better to be quite unpredictable, and it has to have quite some of those obstacles which your character has to go through. The final thing which kind of wraps up character and the plot in itself is the theme. So theme carries like a general message. What is your movie about? Here you have these three pillars, and you asking the question like, all right, where should I really start from? Is it the theme? Should I choose the theme first, and then based on the theme I try to write in my character? So okay, maybe I don't have a theme. Maybe I need to kind of think very well about character and all his traits and all of that, and then maybe I will get the idea for the theme of the plot. Or maybe I should just try to think what can be happening there. So what comes first? It actually doesn't matter. And let me explain to you why it actually doesn't matter. So throughout my writing experience, not just by myself, but most importantly co-writing with other people, I found out that the story actually grows from all the directions. If let's say you have that initial idea which really sparked and inspired you to continue, it doesn't matter that you don't know the theme or you don't know the character, even like the plot. You just have that scene, something happened there, this human which you have in there, you don't know him, but something propels you to move forward. So here what I propose is the thing called discovery mode. So discovery mode is actually you set up on the journey of writing in order to discover actually what your story will be about, and what your characters will be, and what your theme and the plot will be. Of course, in some situations you will be tending to choose certain themes maybe first, and those themes will probably be the reflection of your hobbies or interests as a human. Okay, maybe you like certain things, or maybe there is one dilemma questions you every time, or there are some topics are sensitive to you and you want to give your opinion on that. So those type of things will actually set the direction for choosing your theme and moving things forward. But remember that it is not crucial. So in the discovery mode, what you have to do, you take that your initial idea and then you start to ask a basic logical question. Okay, right now this thing happened. This human, this character was there. I don't know much about him. What can happen next? And what could happen before which lead him to this idea which just pop up in my mind? And believe me that after some time you will start to have the answers. That okay, this character, maybe actually he had this kind of interest or this kind of hobbies that made him appear actually in that place. What else could happen? Or maybe the parents in the past actually influenced him to do this. Maybe it was not the parents or some kind of a friend or another person, and where he met him and so on. And like as soon as you start to ask logical questions, you will start to fill those gaps for the character. So the characters start to slowly fill in. And in the discovery mode, the most important is you don't worry. Okay, you don't have to fill up all the holes in your character or the plot. Everything goes by the discovery one step at a time. So you put this character which is unknown to you in a sort of the situation, you will start to see that there are things, the questions will immediately fill in that necessary information for him to be in those places and to do certain things. And as you continue asking those logical questions, you will see that this information becomes more full and full. And at a moment you will actually be maybe a little bit focusing more on the character himself. You will start to thought out, okay, because his hobbies or interests or his goal was like this, you'll start to discover, okay, he has this internal conflict because of some sort of drama which happened in the past. Okay, some sort of incident which shaped his parents or his friendship, or even the whole community may be there. And then because of that, you will push your plot forward. There will be several ideas of what can happen next and so on. And most importantly, as you are filling all those scenes and everything, you always have to keep the one question in your head is, what is the purpose of the scene? As long as you can answer that question firmly and clearly, it means you're on the right track, and it will progress in a proper direction. Well, some people might argue, well, if you don't set the theme at the beginning and then you didn't work on your characters, you just kind of can waste a lot of time just going into nowhere. No, this is not true. Once again, you're asking logical questions, okay? You're keeping this question in your head, what is the purpose of the scene? So there is like not much room to really go off. Unless your questions are so random, of course you can drift away and basically run ashore, you know. So this is the creative process. There is no other way around, all right? So as long as you are pushing a little bit of, let's say, of the plot, it immediately makes the characters to catch up. And as long as two things go together, you will see that the theme is also trying to catch up, and eventually it will start to form into something more solid and clear. And that's what I think the beauty of this discovery mode is, that you are going into this process just full ahead, okay? Eventually you find out your story, characters, and believe me, I think only through this process of writing itself there is like this, I don't know, some sort of magic happens, that you are being revealed this information, I think, in a more coherent and a right way, rather than you just thinking out in the beginning all of everything about the character. I think you need to leave a room for discovery, for something which will be just given to you, you know, in this unexpected ways. So to wrap it up, try to go into this discovery mode. Try not to bother much at the first stage of what is not figured out about the characters, as long as you are pushing one thing or another at a time, one step at a time. You will see quite interesting thing happening to you in your story. Ask the logical questions. Always keep in your mind the question of what is the purpose of the scene, and you for sure will be on the right track. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I see you in the next one.